Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WNSE Weather, and this is the rundown. We're gonna be analyzing today the back-to-back days moderate risk and how to be prepared for that, and if a high risk is possible. So that will be our main topic for the day. Today, I'm accompanied by Rylan, who will be helping me today with this live stream. So, Rylan, welcome
Okay.
to the stream. So
uh,
let's take a look at the
So
SPC because that's the main word.
yes.
Let me just yeah. So
So
as you can see,
this is
we're talking here about a date. I'm gonna start. If you don't mind. So today here we're talking about a day two moderate risk, which obviously is rare. Well, not really rare, but we don't see that type of stuff every day.
but
So
okay.
it seems to be mainly
So
Arkansas places.
we already know some. We honestly we have to wait for the next update from the SBC.
Yes,
For
yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
know how long, but
The next
they
SPC will be at around uh it's gonna be late. Well,
yeah
day three is gonna be at 3:30 a.m. and day two is gonna be at 2 a.m. So yeah. So when
okay
we look,
yeah
so when we look at the moderate risk for day two, we see that the main areas that are featuring in this is St. Louis,
hold up, I'll be
Missouri,
AFK for a minute.
Springfield, Illinois, Peoria, Illinois, Decatur, Illinois, Champaign, Illinois. So really, what's more worrying in this SPC is the fact that St. Louis is in a moderate risk. So that had obviously raised some concerns for a possible major tornado in that area. So yeah, so we are so gonna wait at 2 a.m. for the next, which is for the next update, which right now is the day three. We'll have to look at that and see how that unfolds.
Okay.
Seems like nope. Okay, he's
Oh,
published.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Really there?
Oh god.
Okay.
Um,
Well, yeah. What's up?
I think you lagged out.
No, I'm right here. What's up? Yeah, it's not impossible. I became laggy a
Okay.
bit. Oh, okay. So while we wait, well, now let's move on to the tornado risk because right now we're talking about a hatch 10%. That obviously that uh so that there's a lot of major
Um,
cities. We actually have Chicago and the 2% risk, which that's something you see every day. Meanwhile, in the 10%, we see Memphis, St. Louis, Jackson, Springfield, and Evansville. Once again, some major city, which obviously once again raised some concerns.
and
We're talking,
something to
and
go over again. Um,
and
we could
let me
we
just
could see a 15% added to this.
so right now when we look at it, the hash 10% means that there's a 10% or greater probability of EF2 slash EF over to EF5 tornadoes within 25 miles of a point. So that obviously is rather serious to see featuring on the SPC, obviously. And obviously, and then in the 5%, we see cities such as Nashville, Birmingham, Des Moines, Little Rock, and Aurora, which, once again, concerning. Okay, I think I say concerning way too much. I say concerning
Bro's
way
been on
too
Twitter.
much today. Sorry for that.
You've been on Twitter too much.
Yeah, I've been on
Concerning.
Twitter too much, indeed. Yeah.
The whole WX community is like concerning.
Well, I think the name that James Pan. I don't know if I got the
But
name
these
right.
days
I
are
might have.
pretty.
Yeah, the, Span said, and that's rare to hear him say, but he said this is bad when doing his
Concerning.
forecast. So Yeah, exactly. Concern. And we're actually gonna move to the very serious parts. We're gonna move on to the day two wins. That is quite the thing. We're talking about a 45% risk and St. Louis, Springfield,
Yeah.
Pura, Decatur, Champagne. Why the fuck do I say Champagne? So, and they are in a hat, and it's a hatch 45%. So,
And
okay, I almost just said it
said
again. I almost just said the C word again.
wing is to win.
Yeah, I did look at the
That's
models, but
concerning.
I did look at the models, but no, well, we're
No,
hearing in
well,
the
we're
ball.
hearing double.
Um, yeah, a 15 percent
Mhm.
hatched risk for day one. For well, basically day two for right now. Is cannot be ruled out.
Yep, indeed.
Yeah, and
And we're
and
now
we're
gonna
now
move on to
gonna
the
move
last.
on to the last
Can you turn your
Um,
volume down? We're hearing in the ball.
double.
Okay,
what?
I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing
I'm
myself
hearing
right now.
myself
Can
right now.
you do something with the
Okay,
volume? Thank you.
okay,
So
So
now we're gonna
now
go
we're gonna
over,
go over
over to hell.
to hell.
That's
That's
I'm not gonna say
I'm not
it,
gonna say
but
it,
we're talking about a
but
Oh,
heck
I
we're
thought.
talking about a
30%
30%
hell
of hell
over in St.
over
Louis,
in
St.
St.
Paul,
Louis, Texas,
Florida, and
Florida, and
Chesterfield.
Chester.
So
So
I was gonna get
I was gonna
the
get
eye out of
the
that,
eye out
but
of that, but
there's a lot.
there's a lot.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah,
the models have been uptrending for Friday too.
yeah. Once
Yeah,
again, we
once
cannot
again, we
rule
cannot rule
the high risk
the
out.
high
We're
risk out.
actually
We're
gonna
gonna
show you
show you
what can get a high
at a
risk
high
for the
risk for the
SPC a bit
a
later
bit
after.
later after.
And now we're gonna
And
move
now
on
we're
to
gonna
day
move on to
three.
day three.
That's
That's
gonna be very short.
gonna be very short.
As of
As of
recording this, we
recording this,
are at a
we are at
moderate,
a moderate
and over
and
New
over
Orleans,
New Orleans,
Birmingham,
Birmingham,
Baton Rouge, Montgomery,
Montgomery,
Mobile,
Mobile,
D-Dex,
DDX,
Valley
Valley,
is and
and
it's moderate. So
moderate.
risk. And once
And
again, when we
once again,
look, we're talking it's
talking
real
real
big. We're
big. We're
talking
talking
the SPC
the SPC
mentioned in
mentioned
the
in the
summary a
summary a
severe weather
severe
outbreak
weather
is
outbreak.
expected. So
So
and that
and that's
significant
significant
tornado are
or
possible.
possible.
So
So
and then
Oh,
when we look
hold on.
at
but
ballistic, we're seeing 45% in New Orleans, Birmingham, Baton Rouge, Montgomery, and Boba. So that's quite something, I think. So that's obviously. So
Okay.
now we're gonna move on to what can get a high risk issued, because it's quite what everyone wanna hear right now. What can get us a high risk? Am I right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So we're actually gonna look. So first off, for day two outlook probability, the bare minimum the least it would take for a high risk issued on day two, it would be a 30% tornado risk with a significant severe on it, which
Yeah, we already know the 15% hatch risk is going to be issued for the whole moderate, possibly.
yeah, and for the most maybe the most probable scenario as of right now for wins would be a would be with wins a 60% with significant severe would also get a high risk. So
Yeah.
that's looking at the situation right now, that's the most likely scenario. And then we're just gonna go and take a look for the day one outlook probability, which it's pretty much the same thing as day two once again. Most likely scenario would be 6% wind risk with significant severe, and 30% tornado risk with significant severe to get a high risk. But as of right now, if this pace keeps up for day two, we could see a moderate, maybe moderate enhanced. Meanwhile, for day one, we're saying that moderate is more likely. Actually, it will be moderate. As of right now, it's gonna be a moderate for day one when the update obviously is issued because we have 45%. So unless it goes down, then we're gonna go back to enhance. If it goes up, we're either gonna stay at moderate or go over to high risk. So
Agreed. Just to be granted, multiple people have said this is possibly going to be an outbreak that could break the EF 5 drought. Would you agree with what they're saying?
that it will be similar. Yeah, yeah, it will be an outbreak. Yeah, really, right now, I don't. I think it's pretty much guaranteed. We look at the situation, and I think it kind of would be a shocker if we don't get an outbreak, in my opinion. And so now we're gonna. We're seeing my mic. And we're gonna go over to. We're gonna analyze: is a high risk possible within tonight or maybe tomorrow?
Yeah. Um, Broyles, please pull out the paint and Sharpie, please.
If he does make the forecast, because
I wish you
honestly,
did.
if because you said it for Friday, we're seeing an big uptrend right now, and I've also noticed that it's going really up right now. So right now, it's not it's not it's too early to rule out a high risk for tomorrow. Let's see.
Well,
Next Twitter don't
just
attack.
from saying that, it looks like this is now starting to become where we have a dirt trail type event on the
Don't
northern side,
don't
and
say
then
it.
on the
Don't say
southern
it.
side we will have a discrete threat.
Okay, okay, you didn't say it. Good. I was honestly expecting to hear you go and say this is starting to look like April 27, 2011, which is, in my opinion,
God damn it!
so re- let's hope really that's not what happens. And yeah, so I'm gonna move on because for the hour is quite easy to say. So now, how to prepare for the event? Because we're talking here about high risk potential outbreaks. So obviously, you if you're in that area, even just being in the like the marginal could be dangerous because you see the models. It's impossible to rule out. So obviously, you need to prepare for this type of event. And
Agreed. Grab pets, food, animals, shoes, medication, all that to be
actually,
prepared.
we're gonna introduce you to the WNSE kit. We're not gonna. It's not a thing we're gonna sell. This what we suggest for you to have ready in a shelter for this weekend's event. So first off, you're gonna obviously has said non-perishable food and water because you don't know how long you're gonna be in there for. You could be there from the morning until dinner, or even stuck a couple of days if your city gets hit by a major tornado and you're stuck under it. So you need food and water because you don't want to run out of that. That's the worst thing you can run out of. Sorry for that. And you're also gonna want grab medication because if someone in your family takes medication, that's like very important. Like if it's like stuff for like ADHD stuff. I'm not saying it's useless, but I'm saying just it's not an absolute requirement. I think, well, unless you don't want to be super jumping around everywhere the whole weekend, obviously. And then you're gonna want uh, a radio that works on batteries because you need the updates. Because if you're in a shelter, you have no power, you cannot listen to the TV. So you gotta go the old way with the gold old battery powered radio. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just have to wait. It's a waiting game.
yeah, it's a waiting game. So we continue to look. You're gonna want to be prepared because this is the worst event you can be unprepared for. Like if you're unprepared, that's the worst event you chose to be unprepared for it.
Yeah. This is this could be a catastrophic event. Um,
Oh yeah, it has very good
I'm
potential.
just saying Saturday.
I mean, when it goes from like New Orleans all the way to like Ohio, that's that's how you know it's gonna be a dangerous event. And I actually forgot to mention it, but we even have a day 4 50% risk, which means this event could extend to Sunday too.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they issued a 30%.
Mhm. So, right,
There.
okay, we're gonna move on tips maybe
Okay.
because also I want to just something we've seen. Obviously, it's a great weekend to go storm chasing, right? But there's a problem with that is that there's too many people that are that will go solo, that will go alone to storm chase that one, and it's gonna be their first time going storm chasing, which which is pretty much dangerous. So obviously, that's a very severe event, and it's the Dixie Alley. You never know what can happen there. You know, it's an unpredictable area. It can get super sunny, and then all of a sudden you're seeing an EF5. Now, I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen, obviously, but obviously. So if you're like
By the way, the
really
dew points are supposed to be near 70.
you're 70, I don't know, but obviously, so if you're like really new, don't do this. Don't do this event to be your first time chasing. Sit this one out. It's too dangerous, if you ask me. Redline, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So, is there anything you want to say?
Um, this could downtrend significantly, or it could play out the way it plays out. That's
Yeah,
how it's looking right now. So,
yeah. It, it'd be kind of a miracle for it to go downtrend in like a couple of hours.
yeah.
Because like if it's been going uptrend for the past few hours. So if it all of a sudden goes down to like at the point it's just nothing.
It's been uptrending the whole ever since the risk came out.
Yeah, so obviously that's not a good sight. So obviously, get stay prepared for this. This is the worst event you can get surprised by. So
Most definitely.
so obviously we're gonna be back during the weekend. We're gonna be covering this the most we can. Friday is probably gonna be in the evening because Friday we got their school, you know. So obviously on Friday we're gonna do coverage around the evening.
Oh, by
And
the way, Friday I may not be able to.
yeah, you said that. So we're gonna be looking if so obviously, and then Saturday, I think you guys can expect full day coverage or so.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, obviously we don't know. So like, so basically, what you're gonna want to do is go to our Twitter account, subscribe to it, because that's where we're gonna communicate starts time, the streaming crews, and basically all the important details to for this coverage this weekend. So obviously, go there, subscribe, because that's it's right now the best way to know what we're gonna do this weekend. So I think that about does it. I think it does it. Uh, Unless you had anything to say.
Just say whether aware. If there is a high risk, we will possibly do a rundown on it. I know
Uh,
we haven't looked at models at all, really, on this channel.
and
Um,
roles we trust.
yeah.
So really, just stay on standby because I want to maybe test the new streaming platform tonight. So stay
Uh,
on standby for that possibly.
all right, yeah. I'll stay on standby. I'm
So
just, I don't have school tomorrow, so.
yeah, we're not. Let me just get something.
Oh, there is some stuff starting to go on in our marginal risk.
Oh, what then? If something does goes down, we're gonna be testing that new streaming platforms for today. So, well, that will do it for us today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you this weekend or possibly later, depending on what happens at that marginal risk. Thank you.